how close is the Russian military to achieving substantially President Putin's goals in the war in Ukraine?
I think the Russian military is doing a great job of prevailing. I know right now there's controversy about the North Korean troops coming in. I don't see that as a game changer. I think it's interesting and something to note. I think they're primarily being used in a defensive role in the Kursk region against the Ukrainian forces there. With that said, I think that it's abundantly clear that the intention of Russia is to start sealing off what they have. I think they've gotten what they want, and then start looking to wind the war down. So I think they've achieved most of the military victories. I don't think they want to do much more than what they have. And I think that's where there's an opportunity to kind of take a step back and maybe look at some negotiation. The Europeans and obviously the Ukrainians under Zelensky don't want to give up the territory, but I don't think they're going to have a choice. So I think, I think that's where this is going.
What would you advise President Trump to do? I mean, you know that the Russians will not negotiate with Zelensky. Do they gently get him to one of his retirement places and replace him?
I think Zelensky's days are numbered because he's lost his luster. Nobody's going to give him money. He's done. I think the Europeans want to, but they don't have any. I think the British want to send troops, but they won't. I think it's a lot of bluster, but I don't think there's anything left there. I think if Putin's willing to talk, Trump's willing to talk, I think Zelensky, who's been really responding and motivated by the Biden administration, by Tony Blinken and Lloyd Austin, I think once they're gone, Zelensky's gone, as far as I can tell.
Here's Jake Sullivan last Sunday, so 4 days ago, saying whatever Congress has authorized, we're going to get to them before January 20th. Yep. Cut number 2, Chris.
President Biden made clear when President Zelensky was here in Washington a couple of months ago that we would spend all of the resources that were provided to us by the Congress on time and in full, meaning that by January 20th, we will have sent the full amount of resources and aid to Ukraine the Congress has authorized. And of course, President Biden will have the opportunity over the next 70 days to make the case to the Congress and to the incoming administration that the United States should not walk away from Ukraine, that walking away from Ukraine means more instability in Europe. And ultimately, as the Japanese prime minister said, if we walk away from Ukraine in Europe, the question about America's commitment to our allies in Asia will grow.
Will Donald Trump walk away from Ukraine without an agreement between whatever government succeeds Zelensky and President Putin?
The unlimited funding of a losing war is done.